folks, Mike Dawkins from WorldCast Anglers with your Jackson Hole Weekend Fly Fishing Forecast for the weekend of April 11th and 12th. 60 degrees here on a beautiful spring day here in Teton Valley, Idaho. We deserve it. We had a long winter, including lots and lots of snow in January, so we couldn't be even more excited about this spring weather, coming up. Melting the snow, beautiful Grand Teton behind me. All things good here in Teton Valley right now, considering the state of affairs of what we're going through right now in the United States as well as the world with the COVID-19 pandemic. This weekend, looking into our fishing options, it looks like Saturday's the day. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but Sunday looks really cold. We've got lows in the teens on Sunday, but Saturday we've got some rain-snow mix. Lows, in the high 20s, highs in the mid-40s around Swan Valley. Ashton, Jackson is definitely much cooler, as well as Teton Valley, Idaho. Sunday, like I was saying, we're seeing some lows in the teens, if not maybe the single digits. So unfortunately, Old Man Winter hasn't loosened his grasp in full effect here in Teton Valley and Jackson Hole. But I'll take a day like this, like anyone who lives here year-round. It feels so great to be outside. We're here on the Teton River. We've actually seen flows increase on the Teton the past couple days because of this warm spring weather, which we'll get into later. But once again, unfortunately, I have to keep touching upon the necessity of spreading out and listening to our state and local governments' social distancing rules and regulations. On Sunday, I was over on the South Fork of the Snake. There was a Bonneville County Sheriff's officer going up and down the road all day, dispersing crowds at the dam, along the river road, at the bridge, and at Conant. So if we don't keep up with this and we don't keep spreading out, the Idaho Fish and Game is getting a lot of flack and a lot of pressure from the state to close these gathering points down. Here at Big Eddy, there's probably 10 or 12 trucks. We just can't do that, folks. If we do, a lot of these places are going to be closed, and then we're going to be stuck at home working and doing yard work instead of getting out on the river where we need to be. So, once again, spread out. If you get to the boat ramp and there's already 5-something trucks there, don't go there. Find a different one. Park far away from each other if you can. Do some wade fishing spots and hit a couple spots on the South Fork and the Henry's Fork and the Teton and just sort of make a big loop. Anything along those lines are going to help. So continue to spread out. Continue to follow our state and local governments' social distancing rules and regulations, and we're going to be okay. Unfortunately, the state of Idaho has suspended all non-resident fishing license sales to keep people from coming in-state, and the state of Wyoming has a mandatory 14-day quarantine for any non-residents arriving into the state. So, you know what? If you got stuff to do at home, now's the time to do it. People and our authorities are looking for people coming in from out of state, and they're taking the precautionary actions. So if you have a non-resident fishing license and you live in the state of Idaho and you're here, go after it. But if you're coming in from out of state like Colorado or Utah or something like that, unfortunately I don't really have anything to tell you where you can't buy a non-resident fishing license. So spread out, conserve the resource for all of us. We all want to be out here fishing and enjoying being outside, but we all need to do our part. We're all in this together. I can't wait for the words COVID-19 and coronavirus and social distancing and all of this nomenclature we've picked up to go by the wayside. Things are looking better, but we're not in the clear. The Teton behind me, we've got 542 CFS up here in the valley, 794 CFS down there around St. Anthony. On the lower river, there is some increase in flow on the Teton. There has been a decrease in clarity. It's a little off color. There's probably a foot or 2 feet of visibility. Look for that visibility to decrease and flows to increase with these warm spring days. When it gets cold this weekend, look for flows to decrease and clarity to increase. We're going to be riding the runoff wave starting up here in these next couple weeks, where you're going to see really cold, clear conditions after cold nights and cold days, and really high, murky conditions after nice spring days like this. So you're just going to have to watch the weather, and you're just going to have to watch the river flows. Nymphing, small dry dropper fishing, streamer fishing has been the way to go on the Teton right now. There hasn't been a ton of people out here. I'm not around anyone. I could have a great day wade fishing in this area without bothering anybody else and violating any social distancing rules or regulations. So this is a prime example of a spot you could go to where you're not putting any of our access in jeopardy and you're enjoying being outside doing some great fishing. So look for that, those things on the Teton. Put the Teton as a feather in your cap this weekend as trying something different and fishing something different. The Henry's Fork, we've got 526 CFS being discharged from the Box Canyon, 1,440 CFS there on the lower river. There's blue-wing olives, betas, and capnias and midges all over the lower river. Dry fly fishing has been really good. Nymphing has been good. Streamer fishing has been good. It has been crowded. So, you know, get up there early, go a little bit late, stay away from the midday times when everybody's gathering in those spots, and you should be all right. The Box Canyon is still fishing really well, and we're starting to see some of that upper water around Island Park start fishing a little bit more consistently. So put that, you know, in your quiver for fishing options this weekend as well to sort of space out and social distance. Warm River, Jump Off, Ashton, Ora, Chester, Fun Farm, all of those boat ramps are open. The Box Canyon still has quite a bit of snow up there that we're waiting for it to melt out, hopefully, you know, in the next week or so. The South Fork of the Snake, we saw flows increase to around 10,000 CFS for this time of year. 10,300 CFS being discharged from Palisades Dam, 12,700 CFS there on the lower river. You know, flows increasing that are cold can definitely affect fishing on the South Fork. That's not to say you're not going to have good fishing, but it's going to take a little bit more time than you would expect for things to warm up, for things to settle out. It's still mostly a nymphing game. Rubber legs, rainbow warriors, zebra midges, worms, any Baetis imitations, any of those types of things are all going to be very productive up there. Look for those slower water types where those fish they don't have to expel as much energy to feed this time of year. The Snake and Jackson, 372 CFS being discharged from Jackson Lake Dam, 2,060 CFS coming into Palisades Reservoir before the salt in the grays. The Snake and Jackson has been fishing really well. Similarly to the Teton, with these warm days, you're going to have to start riding that sort of runoff wave. You're going to have to plan accordingly. You know, by time in the afternoons, you'll probably see the flows at their highest and clarity diminished at its max. In the mornings, after things have sort of cooled off, you may see some better clarity. You're just going to have to check it on the USGS gauge. You know, things are definitely melting out everywhere, so you should be pretty cognizant and aware of that this time of year. Midges, capnias, blue-wing olives, no reports of squallas or anything along those lines, but we should be getting close, which should be a lot of fun, bringing our first big dry fly fishing to the greater Jackson Hole and Teton Valley area. Grand Teton National Park is still closed, so that pretty much limits you to South Park Bridge downstream. Wilson downstream. Wilson, South Park, Astoria, some of the BT&F boat ramps, all of those are offering the only access on the Snake right now. So with the social distancing guidelines, you're just going to have to see what's going on out there, stick and move and stick where you can be, and get on the water however that you like. With that being said, I mentioned it earlier, but all Wyoming non-residents are requiring a 14-day quarantine. So it seems like everybody's just sort of staying in place. You know, fish your local water, get out, do some wade fishing maybe in some other areas where you haven't been, and enjoy being outside. So we've got the upper Snake River Basin is at 117% of average of snowpack. Henry's Fork is 107%, so we're looking great for this summer. Palisades Reservoir, 82% of average. Jackson Lake, 76% of average. We got lots of water in the reservoirs. We've got lots of water going up high, so we are looking at a really good summer in fall ahead if water managers do the right thing. They are being proactive right now, which is a great sign. So we've got lots of great fishing opportunities coming up this summer, even this late spring and this fall, but we're just going to have to be patient, and we're just going to have to take care of each other out there and get through this crisis that we're dealing with. Our first webinar we had last night with Jeff Courier was a huge success. It was a lot of fun. Next week's webinar on the 15th of April is European Nymphing Tactics with WorldCast Angler Guide and European Nymphing Guru Pete Erickson. Click our profile link to register, or look at the information below this video for information how to register. We've got some special deals for everybody. I'm super excited about this one. Pete, as I said, is a sensei with European nymphing techniques. A lot of things that you can do on your home waters to switch things up to be a better, more effective fisherman and learning some new techniques at the same time. A lot of the equipment you already own, so definitely tune in next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Times, European Nymphing Techniques with Pete Erickson. Right now we've got our to-go window at the fly shop open and ready. We're there. Give us a call. If you need anything, we'll pull together fly lines, leaders, tippet, fly selections, anything like that. We'll have it ready at our to-go window for you to keep you on the water and keep everything that you need. We thank you for everybody's support and patience during this time. It's been tough, but we're learning a lot, and we're here for you as our customers, so don't forget that. With that being said, for all of our local residents in the area, or for anyone that's watching our Jackson Hole Fly Fishing Forecast, we want to offer you guys buy one, get one free flies from now until the end of the month. Those are takeout or pickup, only fly selections. We're happy to ship anything to you free of charge. So remember, buy one, get one frees on any flies in our fly shop right now while supplies last. Local pickup or free shipping, just give us a call, shoot us an email. We can't wait to hear from everybody. So definitely, thanks for tuning in. Thank you for your support. Be safe, be well, be healthy out there. Take care of yourself, your neighbors, and everyone else so we can get through this together. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you here next week.